So that was my first sheer fear factor event that really taught me I know nothing and I have a lot to learn and not to ever do that again, especially by myself. Hi, I'm Brandy Arroyo. I am originally from Arkansas and I've lived in Nevada for the last 15 years. I currently have a business, Arroyo Consulting. Back when I was about 6 years old, my dad picked me up from kindergarten in a brand new 1981 CJ7, beautiful sky blue, top was already off, and that's where our adventures began. My daddy got into going to the Arkansas River bottoms and mudding. That's what we do in Arkansas. We do a lot of mudding. Always driving with the top off, him teaching me how to drive a stick at 6 years old, 7 years old. He just gave me this fun spirit of a topless freedom, and it was just fun. Was instilled in me when I was really young, and of course grew up, became a young woman. In my first marriage, my husband and I bought a beautiful 2001 white Sahara Wrangler TJ. It's a lot of acronyms there. But unfortunately, that Jeep barely saw dirt. It only saw the dirt road that we lived on. And anytime we would take it off road, we'd have to stop and pick out the rocks because that Jeep had to be in pristine condition all the time, which of course drove me bananas because the sense of adventure was starting to well up inside of me and I wanted to go play. So I got an opportunity to drive the Jeep, hang out with my sisters who are very encouraging to go play in the mud, and I buried that sucker up to the wheel wells. It was pretty bad. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just out having fun, zipping around in the mud. Of course, we had to get it pulled out, and in the process, the rope that we were using to pull my vehicle out snapped, the most appropriate dent in this perfectly pristine vehicle. I didn't realize how deep or how bad of a situation I was getting myself into because the only four-wheeling I had done at this point in my life was on four-wheelers. Much different experience. So here I come rolling up in a Jeep with not knobby tires. I would almost call them street tires. And I buried that sucker, not knowing how to mud in a bigger machine. My sister's husband got out with his truck, hooked us up as he was trying to pull, and I was, of course, trying to give it gas to get out as well. The tow rope slipped from his truck and flew back from the tension and landed on my hood.
Hi, I'm Charles Doyle. I'm the creator of Jeep Talk. I needed to stop this video and just share how scary and over the top these kinds of situations are. Recovery for any vehicle is absolutely no joke. We have phenomenal people in this area with 775 recovery, of course, that understand what it takes to train people. Please get some training. Don't get into situations like this. Gosh, folks, you know, when literally your life is on the line. So I'm going to return you to the video. I did share some pictures. Unfortunately, if you're familiar with what happened, just recently we lost somebody else to very, very similar situations, hooking the recovery vehicles up incorrectly, of course, and we're just lucky. Brandy ended up with just a dent on her hood. So sorry to bring everyone down, but oof, this can be scary stuff. So be safe, folks. All right, back to the video.
Of course, that was a pretty panic situation because I wasn't even supposed to have this Jeep in the mud. So needless to say, I was a little nervous. Before I drove home, I stopped at the car wash, and I can't tell you how long I stayed at the car wash, but I was continuously washing and scrubbing, trying to get all the mud off under the undercarriage, every bit of it, because I could not bring a shred of evidence home that I had been mudding in my husband's Jeep. You know, at this age, I was in my mid-20s. I was young. I was not a very smart human at this point in my life. So fast forward, we get divorced, and the first thing I wanted to buy for myself was a Jeep. I found a 2002 Wrangler TJ Sahara black. It came with a hard top and a soft top, which was what I was gunning for. I wanted both tops. I didn't want to have to go out and buy one separately. That was the beginning of my personal sense of topless freedom, you might say, because now it's mine and I get to do what I want with it. I will say I didn't really take this Jeep off road much either, because it was my daily driver and it was something that, as an independent single woman, I didn't have the money to pour into fixing things. I would take it off road, but it was roads. It wasn't trails per se. I just found Dirty Girls 3 months ago. Like, it's brand new. And they just started, I think, this year. Late 22 or early 23 is when the Dirty Girls started. With my business, I was able to buy a vehicle to drive as my daily driver for my business, which now means my Jeep can now be my fun car, my adventure car. And so that's where the transition happened of, okay, now I can afford to go play. If I were to break something, I could afford to fix it. But there's also a sense of, I know I don't know what I'm doing. I need to educate myself. I need to go do the easier rides and go ride with people to start learning and do all those things. Found Dirty Girls, and then I found all the clubs: Wild West Jeep Club, Nevada Jeep Club, Reno Jeeps and Coffee, Hills Angels. So I follow all of those local groups just to be in the know, to see what trails they're doing, and to see what's going on in the Jeep world, so I can keep that's it. Every time I see a post, it just keeps that sense of adventure alive of, okay, I want to do that one day, or I want to go learn that trail. It was more comfortable for me to be in an environment of women, because I knew I didn't know a lot. My husband, being a firefighter, is gone to work a lot. He can't show up and be there at these events with me, nor do I want to be perusing co-ed events without my husband. So this was a safe environment for me for many reasons. This first event that I participated in, there was a gentleman who was a photographer who wanted to do a photography session with the ladies in their Jeep. We met at the Thomas Creek Trailhead, and he staged us in a variety of different ways as a group and took different pictures, and then he put us off individually to take pictures of us with our Jeeps. Well, as we were tootling down a little dirt road, we saw a left turn, so I took it. It was another avenue. I was not in four-wheel drive, and immediately when I started rolling down this hill, I realized what a huge mistake I had made, because the hill was very steep. It was very rocky and loose rock. I crammed on the brakes as hard as I could. I was not in four-wheel drive, and we slid all the way down this hill. And it was very scary, because I knew I didn't know what I was doing, and I knew I had to get myself out of there. And I was with a human being that was not adventurous and was not someone that I needed to be telling what kind of position I put us in. Of course, I'm looking around for another road, another way out. Nothing existed. It was just this little landing spot. So I had to turn around. I put it in 4 high because I didn't understand the capacity of the vehicle and the need. Slipped and slid and spun and just wiggled up that hill. Now, actually, we didn't even go up the hill. We just wiggled. Of course, my heart is beating out of my chest because I'm nervous at this point. So I kicked her in 4 low. And I'll tell you, that baby girl pulled us straight out of that little hole we were in. And I wanted to cry because I was so proud of my Jeep, but excited that I didn't kill us or hurt us or trap us somewhere stupid. So that was my first sheer fear factor event that really taught me I know nothing and I have a lot to learn, and not to ever do that again. Recently, the Dirty Girl Jeep Club got together, drove through the Carson River Canyon, and I'd never been to this region. I'd heard about it. I've seen other Jeepers do it. So I was a little nervous, a little intimidated because I didn't know what to expect, but they did say it was stock ready and beginner level course. So I was like, all right, great. I'm here to learn, and I'm with women and people that I trust. Just going to figure this out. The trail itself was gorgeous, obviously, but that's part of Jeeping and wheeling to me, is getting out, seeing nature, and being in places that not everybody can go to and get to. There were 2 specific moments on the trail that got me pretty nervous, but the fact that I overcame them and I didn't panic and I didn't crash, nothing happened. One of the things was just going down a steep embankment that was uneven ground. And one of the girls popped out and gave me some direction and where to turn and how to turn and, when to straighten up. And that was exciting and exhilarating. At the same time, those are those moments where I was paying more attention to her than the actual trail. So I don't know why I was doing what I was doing. But that again is why I want to sit with people and be more involved in other aspects so they can learn those reasons. I want to know why I'm doing something. That's just how my brain works. I'm a very logical thinker. One of the things that the girls kept saying over the radio was put your Jeep in 4 low, get in first gear, but learn to trust your Jeep. Learn to trust your Jeep. Let it do its job. And I had never really thought of it that way. Okay, I've learned something today. Let's be better next time.